What's going on, y'all? So in today's video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different than my usual, where I, chart and talk about, what I'm seeing and things like that. I'm gonna talk about one of the most infamous, in my opinion, guru cliches out there, and that is let the winners run and cut the losers short. But not only am I gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna define what it means to me, because I have my reasoning, and I'll get into that in a second. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. Those of you who are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please like, share, comment, whatever you feel moved to do. I appreciate it. Um, Make sure you check out my latest course offering with By the Hood University. It's over at chartsandpriceaction.com. And the name of the course is Price and Practical Psychology, or Price Action and Practical Psychology. My apologies. Um, and hit me up if you have any questions. But let's go ahead and get into what this cliche means. So I'm going to use Walmart as an example for this. And before I get into defining the cliche, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, um, we hear a lot of, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, I would hear a lot of gurus talk about, one of their important pillars or guidelines or rules or whatever you want to call it for their trading plans. And they would always say, cut the losers short and let the winners run. And me back then, as a complete beginner, I would be like, well, what does that mean? Like, how do you even know when to cut the loser short versus letting the winner run? Like, because I've been in situations, I don't know about you guys, but I've been in situations where I've had losers turn into winners and I've had winners turn into losers. So it made absolutely no sense to me. So I felt like a lot of people were just parroting the same information, which, a lot of times that is the case. Parroting that same information without proper context. And so finally, this information or the meaning was revealed to me recently, actually, and I felt so dumbfounded that it took me so excuse me so long to figure out what it meant for me. So what that means to me is, let's address the cutting the loser short part. So let's say you're in a trade and you're down on the trade, right? So anytime I'm down on a trade, I go to the chart and reevaluate. I look to see, if the price action is in my favor for the most part, and the probability of, when I think about the probability of that trade turning around and becoming a winner. So as far as cutting the loser short, if you find yourself trading counter trend on your given time frame, then that may be the time to cut the loser short. Or, whatever else rule you have or guidelines you have for managing that trade, it's time to do some active management in that trade, right? Now, that's not to say that you can't successfully trade counter trend, but I'm going to use Walmart as an example, like I said, to illustrate my point. On the flip side, as far as letting the winner run, let's say you're up 50% on a trade. You go to the chart and you find that, hey, I'm trading with the trend, and maybe the trend is just getting started and you got in at the beginning. Maybe the trend has still got some juice in it. That is when, in my opinion, that's when I'm going to let that winner run. If I'm trading with the price action, I'm going to let that winner run. So that's pretty much what that means to me. And like I said, when it was revealed to me, I was just like mind blown that it took me so long to really, really figure it out. Um, But yeah, let's say you're in now this is a daily chart over the past month for Walmart, and you can clearly see that it's in a bullish trend. So it's gone from 118 to as high as 130 over the past month or so. So let's imagine that maybe you get into um, maybe you get into puts somewhere in here, right? Now that's not to say that you couldn't have made money when it dropped from 124 down back to 120. You know what I'm saying? But you have to consider the entire picture here, right? So, what's going on in the broader markets, what's going on with Walmart's price action specifically. So, specifically at this time, Walmart was bouncing off of a monthly level on some pretty decent volume. So, the fact that it had already bounced from a low and was just kind of coming back to retest the breakout here, or not necessarily the breakout, but the move here, or that initial move, um, lets me know that, hey, I might be, kind of trading against the trend here. And this is a situation where I may not want to hold it for long. So if you're trading against the trend, you have to be very mindful. And when I say very mindful, you have to keep in mind that, hey, I'm trading against the trend. The trend is bullish right now. So I'm actually trading on what may possibly be just a little pullback and not a reversal of the trend, right? So if you're trading on a little pullback, then you know that your time spent in that trade should be short, right? All right. So that's that. Now, let's say that instead, you get into calls in this area. So you see the price, you get confirmation above that monthly level, and you say, you know what? That's my bullish signal. I'm going to jump in calls here, 118. And then maybe my stop is going to be, maybe slightly, maybe right at that monthly level. So around 117. And you say, yo, I'm just going to hold it for as long as it stays above my stop. And as the price moves up, I'm going to move my stop up or whatever your strategy is, right? So you get in around 118, 119. Price moves up to that mid 120s area and it pulls back. You look at the volume. Hey, this isn't a reversal. I'ma just hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you're up, 50%, 50 to 75% at this point. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty decent gain when Walmart moved from 119 to 125. Um, so you decide, yo, you get in, you say, yo, I'm actually trading with the trend right now. So there that is. I'm actually trading with the trend right now. So I think I'm gonna, kind of stick with this thing, right? And so you decide to do that, and you end up getting, potentially that move up to 130. So over a 10-point move on Walmart. And that's pretty significant because we know Walmart is not the most volatile um, stock out there. So that's that's what it means to me. So I'm definitely not one that likes to parrot information without context. So hopefully that helped someone. When you hear someone say, uh, "Let your winners run and cut your losers short," ask them what it means. Like, ask them to define that for you. And if they can't, or if they won't, then here you have this video where I've taken a little bit of my time to help hopefully bring some light to that piece of information for you guys. So I'll catch you in the next video. I hope you guys have a great trading week, and I'll see you in the next one.